we will keep an open mind to make sure there is water and power supply for residents.
Government Bills, first reading. Courts Remote Hearing Bill. Companies Amendment Bill 2024. Public Health and Municipal Services Amendment Bill 2024. Second reading. Chief Secretary for Administration. President, I move the second reading of the Courts Remote Hearing Bill. The bill seeks to provide a clear legal basis for judges and judicial officers to order remote hearings for court proceedings at various levels of courts and tribunals where appropriate, having regard to all relevant factors as well as the dual requirements of open justice and fair hearing. At present, owing to legal impediments, most criminal cases cannot be heard remotely. For civil proceedings, where remote hearings may be permitted under the current law, there are no express provisions setting out how matters are to be handled in a remote mode. Remote hearings refer to a proceedings ordered by the court to be conducted through a remote medium such as video conferencing and telephone. The use of remote hearing does not necessarily mean that the entire proceeding must be conducted remotely. It may be confined to parts of the hearing process, for example, the taking of evidence from one or more witnesses, or that only some of the concerned parties are participating remotely. Since 2020, the judiciary has conducted over 2,000 remote hearings at various levels of courts and tribunals, and the experience has been positive. Upon passage of the bill, the judiciary is prepared to conduct remote hearings more often where circumstances allow. Further down the road, the judiciary may consider according priority to adopting remote hearing mode over physical hearings for certain specific types of proceedings, such as 3-minute hearings. The bill seeks to provide for the application for and the operation and effect of remote hearings. In the following, I will talk about the application and the use of remote hearing, factors to be considered by the courts in affirming, varying, and revoking a remote hearing order, as well as the offenses and penalties to be introduced under the bill. First of all, regarding the application of remote hearings, other than the exceptions set out in the bill covers all legal proceedings at all levels of courts and tribunals. Exceptions to the use of remote hearings including national security proceedings, criminal trials and hearings before the juvenile court, and procedures for vulnerable witness to testify in court under the Criminal Procedure Ordinance have been set out in the bill. With the interest of justice as the guiding principle, Clause 9 of the bill states that the court must consider a list of factors before affirming, varying, or revoking a remote hearing order, including the views of the parties, the ability of the parties to engage with and follow the proceedings, and whether the right to a fair trial can be effectively maintained. New offenses and penalties will be introduced under the bill to criminalize unauthorized recording and publishing of both physical and remote hearings, as well as the broadcast of such hearings. The judiciary has consulted the public, the stakeholders, Panel on Administration of Justice and Legal Services, AJLSP of the Legislative Council, the Hong Kong Bar Association, the Law Society of Hong Kong, and the AJLSP supported the proposed legislation. The bill will apply to civil proceedings immediately upon its passage. For criminal proceedings, the judiciary expects that remote hearings will start to be conducted in about 6 months after the enactment of the bill to allow sufficient time for stakeholders to prepare for and gradually adjust to remote hearing. President, remote hearings is one of the judiciary's key initiatives on the use of technology. The bill is a response to the rising expectations from the court users and the community on the wide adoption of technology. This also allows the courts to better tackle unforeseen and complicated situations. I appeal to members to support the bill. I so submit. Thank you, President. I now propose the question to you that the aforesaid bill be read the second time. In accordance with the rules of procedure, the second reading debate is adjourned and the bill is referred to the House Committee.
Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury. President, I move